I've been seeing them running around the courtyard. My students are really excited to meet this new student. I tell them to get ready to drive. There's a lot of papers missing. My anxiety is through the roof now because last Friday I found out that I was getting a new student. I had plans on Friday and I was planning to leave right after school, but then I found that out, so I was trying to prepare for this student. Turns out that he's going to come in tomorrow instead. I need to make copies of so many packets for him because I don't have enough. A lot of my homework assignments were also just printed out for 21 students. Last Friday I was telling the kids that they needed to be on their very best behavior this week. They're the ones that's going to be the model for the expectations. I have a lot of students who like to stand while doing their work, and honestly, like, I don't mind that. When it's a bunch of them, I get distracted. Shouting out has been another thing. I've been trying my best not to like respond if they are shouting out. I would just ignore them and give them a nonverbal cue to raise their hand. Even then, it hasn't been 100% effective. I don't even know what I need to ask the office for because I ran out of our volume 2 math book. I really need to see what I have and what I don't have, and then let the office know before like 4 p.m. I don't even know if that's enough time, but I feel really stressed out. Our reading comprehension focus standard for this month is comparing and contrasting fictional stories, and so we read about the gingerbread man. It's going to be compared to the story called Bear Lost Her Tail. For our small group time, I was reviewing the Venn diagram that I let them do independently. Some of the students did like a really good job with it, but then a lot of the other ones weren't as specific or didn't give a strong difference. We worked on long E again, except I wanted to focus more on these ones since we did this one before. For math today, we worked on subtraction word problems. For the most part, a lot of them got it. It's my students who are missing basic math skills that I need to pull a lot for small groups. I think my system for math just isn't as strong as it needs to be. I wasn't planning to really do anything for St. Patrick's Day, but I do need to teach about holidays. They wrote about what they would do if they found a pot of gold. Last week, my class did such an amazing job at following my expectations, but today they kind of fell apart with it. So it's making me even more nervous for the new student. For this, the student was missing 2 stories. I had 4 students who were absent today who also missed out on this story. So now it's like, how can I even have them compare and contrast? I didn't think having absences would affect teaching that much, but it really does, especially when the days are connected. This week, I'm going to play catch up on like polar bear writing, trying to get that all completed before spring break. We finished this last week. I also have some students playing catch up on that. It seriously feels like there's no time in the day. First graders take so long to get things done. Writing down sentences is one, finishing the assignment is another, coloring is another, cutting is another, gluing things is another. That takes a long time. I can never finish an assignment in one day. This is what we do when we're doing compare and contrasting. We grade their comprehension based off of this Venn diagram. This is like their brainstorming. I have them find the most important characters, describe them, find out the setting, like where and when, and these are the symbols that we use. The exclamation is a problem, checkmark is the solution, but then if there's no solution, I just have them draw a sad face. The heart is author's message or what they can learn. I'm just copying this over for the new student so that he doesn't have to worry about this part when he comes tomorrow. I feel kind of bad too because this week we're giving the mid-assessment because he's coming tomorrow. Tomorrow will just be a testing day. I really don't get how so many teachers are able to leave during contract time. There's so much preparation that goes into it. Day. I've been a lot less controlling of what needs to be done, but there's certain things like doing an Inger chart for prefixes that just have to be done. I'm really curious if the other teachers do work at home, which I don't even think they do. I know that the years of experience that they've had through teaching has helped with not needing to stay back or not needing to plan as much because they've had years of like knowing what to do. I'm tired. I want it to be summer break. It's March right now. We have this week and then it's spring break, but no breaks after that until summer break. I desperately need it to be summer break already, and I'm terrified of next year because I've been hearing a lot of different stories about the kindergartners. Every single day that I've been looking at the window for the past 3 weeks, I've been seeing them running around the courtyard. It makes me really stressed out for next year. I don't want to already have this bad image of them. They should always have a fresh start every year, but I can't help it. The list is never ending. I just realized that I never graded their math test from last week. I was trying to figure out which students didn't take their test because I had so many absences. This is why they tell you to just leave work. The more you stay here, the more you realize you have more things to do on the to-do list. I haven't even eaten all day. It's 5 right now. Today's the day when there's going to be a new student. It's going to kind of suck for him because it's just testing today. My students are really excited to meet this new student. I'm more nervous because for the past 2 weeks, my students' behaviors have been like top notch. But yesterday, when they were supposed to practice being role models, it did not go well. So usually after lunch, it's known that students will just fall apart in terms of attention and engagement. And yesterday was one of those days. I met my new student. He has a lot of academic needs, so it's going to be really hard for me to catch him up on basic skills. He knows the sound to each letter, or at least most of the letters, but he struggles a lot to blend even just 2-letter words. I was trying to work on short A with him. For some reason, like he always says ad. Like if it's AG, he would say adg. I don't really know how to fix that. I'm struggling. I'm really like, this is the first day and these next 3 months are definitely going to be hard. Behavior wise, he's such a sweet kid. The rest of my class, they were taking the reading comprehension mid assessment. I haven't looked through any of their work yet, but I do feel like a lot of them struggled. We've really only been able to practice 3 stories with this and everything was so guided. Only a few of them got a chance to try it independently, but the girls are being so sweet. During recess time, they were telling me how they were being friends with this kid, and a lot of my students are very sweet people. I'm not worried about him feeling unwelcomed, but I am worried about them not following like the academic expectations. When the kids come back from lunch, they're going to work on the mid-writing assessment. I've also been spending like the past 2-3 months pulling students in after they're done eating to finish unfinished work. That polar bear writing, I've been working on that since like November. It's March and I'm not done. I'm finally on my last student to conference with, but then he just got sent home because he's been having like these crazy fevers. Honestly, all these absences during the day, it's fine because it's like less students to worry about, but having to play catch up is the worst part because it's like 3 students are absent this day, 2 are absent this day. I need to collect this one, I need to finish this one. It's becoming a lot. Like, I'm getting sick too, and this stupid sty has been living rent-free for the past month. Finally caught up on our winter art. I've been really wanting to improve my way of teaching phonics. I saw this thing by Susan Jones. She makes these phonics blending slides on TBT. I'm kind of frugal with my money, so I decided to just make my own that's very similar. I'm just gonna show you what she has because she deserves the money. If you want to buy it, it's pretty cool because the shark will go across. I made mine a little different because I have different animals and backgrounds. I wanted it to match with like my ABCs up here. For E, I have an egg, so I wanted an egg on mine. That way they kind of associate like these slides with my ABC wall. I'll probably do this one for like IR, ER, UR because whenever we see like IR, ER, UR, I tell them to get ready to drive. Hold on to the wheel and then we will say ER, IR, UR, I have this one for AR. Anytime we see a word with AR and I ask them what's the rule, I'll tell them to hold up their pirate hook and then we'll say AR, R. It takes a long time, but I think it will be so worth it. And I can even like play a little game with this because I saw something on TikTok where the students will tell you the sounds and the game is to help the teacher figure out what word it is. So like for example with cat, they would say the sound like at, and then I would be the one saying cat. I love Canva. It is my favorite thing as a teacher because I'm able to make things. My neighbor teacher found like this organizer for fictional narratives on TPT about a leprechaun. So then I recreated it into like a format that we kind of use. This is my first time using like a graphic organizer for fictional narrative because we've kind of been doing like this very scaffolded one where they fill out an idea bank and then rewrite it. But I don't know, I feel like when there's way too much support, they just don't remember it as much. So now I'm trying to like pull it back a little more. And I'm planning to give this graphic organizer for their final assessment too. That way they can brainstorm a bit before they actually put it on paper. I love when I can like make something and then reuse it every year. Hopefully this works out well. Every single time we get to Wednesday, like I just feel so much better because Wednesdays are short days, Thursdays are like my easier days, and then Friday's the art day. This morning we had an outdoor assembly with all the grade levels. My new student's doing a pretty good job at following the classroom routine. He didn't come in with his homework folder, so instead of doing our fluency builder, I had him sound out all the letters. It was really cute too because during the assembly, I was talking to one of the parents whose child got student of the month, and this student was my most challenging student at the beginning of the year. It was only until last month that like something clicked. When I tell you there's been such a big behavioral difference and even academic, like from the beginning to now, he has shown the most growth because of this switch. lunch 2 days ago, he realized that he's not gonna have me next year, and so he started crying. I was pretty surprised because I'm very tough on my students. I hold my expectations really high. I really try my best to maintain that by being firm on them whenever they even try to break a rule. When the students were walking out to lunch, my student of the month, who is the caboose this week, our class kind of got merged with another first grade class. The new student thought he had to wait behind the other class, and then my little student, who was student of the month, he was like, no, go that way, go that way. He was staying back to kind of help this new student realize that he's supposed to follow our class. So many of the parents will give flowers whenever there's an awards assembly. Even like when we have parent conferences, they'll give me flowers. This month was our first time earning the Golden Lunchbox Award. This is when the students are cleaning up after themselves. They all got lollipops. I told them to eat it at home, but then the new student was eating it outside on the field, and I got a little worried because I don't know if the parents okay with that. For our fictional narrative today, like, we went over this graphic organizer. They're a lot more creative when they get to plan it out this way or when we plan it out in a structured way. I'm gonna tweak it a little bit more. I'm going to add a prompt here, like, how did the character feel after the problem? Who did the character meet? What did the character do? This one's a little tricky because I want this to be a step for the solution. Giving the parachute alone doesn't really solve that Alex fell off the cloud. Alex being on the ground will tell you that the problem is being fixed. I'm excited where this is going. We only got to go through the graphic organizer. We didn't get to put it into sentences yet. We just got out of a teacher meeting to talk about the mid-assessment. We have a lot of reteaching to do. A lot of my students weren't like very specific in their differences and similarities. For our mid-assessment, there were 2 characters in each story. So when they were talking about similarities, they would write lazy instead of just like Grasshopper and Robin were lazy. Grasshopper was lazy to do this, but Robin was lazy to do this. It's pretty interesting because like first grade standards are so hard for them. Even when we were trying to figure out like how to teach it and how to make sure that they know that the differences are connected some way, we were struggling to figure that out. So I can't even imagine what it's like when they're taking these tests. Some of them surprised me with their work. One of them said Grasshopper did not get food to eat at winter, but Robin did not make a mess to lay eggs, which is like the perfect difference. That's also connected because they both talk about what they didn't do. That is the type of differences that we're looking for. They have to do this Venn diagram, but then before that, they're doing this graphic organizer to help them compare and contrast. Their writing, I did not do enough practice for them before this mid-assessment. I feel more confident after making this because now their ideas can be laid out. For math, this is what I did to start off. I had these stickers on here. We found the whole, we found the part, created the equation with the unknown variable, rip off however many I was giving away, give it out, and then we would find out what was left. This actually kind of reminded me of when I was student teaching because I would make a lot of posters that were more interactive. I kind of miss student teaching, having less stress but more creativity into my lessons. I remember during student teaching, I made this poster where if they were participating, I would let them draw a face on the figure. It just went so quickly because they were older and more independent. But for these kids, like, I don't feel like I can do something where they're getting out of their seats then going back. During our writing, because this new student struggles so much with like sounding out words, I was pretty much like side by side with him while also trying to guide all the other students and filling out this graphic organizer. While I was supporting him, like some of my students, it was mostly just one table. They would get distracted and they were talking, and then I had a conversation with them. Like, I'm sure you guys realize this, but I do have to give more attention to this new student because he's still learning the expectations, and you already know my expectations. I'm counting on you to follow them. Just that talk alone helped so much. Having new students is hard. I'm very fortunate to have this group of students this year because like they're so understanding. They respect me and understand like where I'm coming from. I also have like students that are so responsible where if the new student is like becoming a distraction, they know to ignore. That's honestly the thing that's giving me a little more relief this week. See, every time I stay back, I always find more things to do. I'm only getting started on this because tomorrow I have plans with my friends, and then Friday I have more plans, so I don't want to stay after school for the next 2 days. So I'm making this little thing about continents and oceans. The other first grade teacher bought it off of TPT and then shared it. I just want to get this over with so that I don't have to work on it over spring break. Over spring break, I have a lot of other things to do with teaching, like organizing all their writing papers so that I can prepare for open house. And I really want to start hanging it up on this space right here because this has been here since the beginning of the school year, and I've been so hesitant to replace it because it actually makes my room look nice, which is terrible because like I don't have any of the writing work up besides like the finished ice cream writing. Here it is. There's only 4 of them too because only 4 of them finished. But this is their opinion writing for ice cream. I just finished the trifold for continents and oceans, and this is what it looks like. I haven't colored it yet, but here you go. It's pretty cool. I can pull out all the continents in the world. This is from the chocolate teacher. Hopefully it turns out well when the students make it, because I'm not planning to like pre-cut for them anymore. If it doesn't turn out perfect, awesome. If anything, I feel like it's better when it has their little crooked cuts because those kind of hold memories anyways. This is how I'm coming in this morning with all these papers. Yesterday after school, I was craving something sweet. I left these ice cream sandwiches in the freezer and somebody ate them. So I got myself some Starbucks after. If you don't know me, like I'm crazy caffeine sensitive. I got this matcha drink, but even like a sip of caffeine will just kill me for the night. And that's if I drink it in the morning too. So I couldn't sleep until about 4:30, but I did get a lot of work done. I got all my writing papers like organized. I'm realizing that I don't have a lot of their work like for the whole year. Some of them were unfinished and then I just never got back to it. I felt like it wasn't going to be meaningful if I just like randomly pulled it out again. So there's a lot of papers missing. I wanted to put each student's writing papers on their folder up there. That's something that I'm going to change for next year. I love these and how it turned out, but I just can't have this up all year. I know how much more important it is for students to see their work up, and because I don't have any of their writing up, like that's pretty bad. Another thing that I got done is those phonics blending slides. I think this is the coolest thing ever. Whenever I'm not stressed over the to-do list for inside the classroom and I have some sort of inspiration, I can get pretty creative when it comes to making things. I know this is very similar to Susan Jones' slides, so I don't want to take full credit. I did kind of make it my own in a sense because these are all the phonics skills that we're expected to teach in first grade throughout the school year. So for each sound, I made a different slide. I'm trying to think of some sort of TPR that can go with each sound too. That way that the students can really remember. For example, when we were teaching about soft and hard C and G, the other teacher showed me how she teaches it, and it has stuck with my kids like to this day. E, I, Y, soft C. Soft C says any other letter, it's hard C. So yeah, it even helps me remember any sort of like physical movement really sticks with them, but it's hard to think of those.